Hello, welcome to another episode of Friendly Critic Podcast. My name is Jack Murphy, and today I have two special guests on, Ryan and Jordan, and I asked them my typical interview questions about what movies they enjoy and some of their movie interests. So enjoy. Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Friendly Critic Podcast. Today I've got a couple of guests on. I've got my brother, Ryan Murphy. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And I've got my friend Jordan Gunti. Welcome.
Thank you. How we doing?
Good. So, yeah, I kind of told you guys before we started recording, like, my thoughts for this pod. I just want to hear more about what people like in movies and have more of a casual discussion on movies. And so we can go like wherever we want to go. If you want to go on a tangent about one movie, or if you want to get more into like a writer or an actor that you like, totally up to you guys. So I'll start off, I guess, by asking, like, do you guys have like a first memory, like a first fond memory when it comes to movies? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think my first fond memory of movies, or really paying attention to a movie that wasn't just background kids movie, was growing up after preschool for like a year straight. I would want to watch Jurassic Park. You know this,
Yeah.
Jack. With our mom. And I was like 5 or 4 years old. For some reason, I was obsessed with dinosaurs, so every day I would make my mom put in Jurassic Park and we'd watch it. So I'd say that's the first fond memory, but great movies.
Yeah. That was probably because my friend told me about Jurassic Park when I was in kindergarten. And so you were in preschool age before
Oh,
that.
yeah, you wanted to watch it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I wanted to watch it when I was in kindergarten.
And I was
mom and dad were
obsessed.
like, maybe not. But then, yeah, dinos are cool, so.
Come on.
What about you, Jordan?
The first movie that comes to mind, I don't know why, but it's Benchwarmers for me. I don't know. I think we always just watched a lot of comedies growing up. So, and that was just an iconic movie for me. I like those slapstick
It
movies.
was.
That one or The Pink Panther. Not like
Okay.
the
Nice.
old version, but with the one with Steve Martin.
Yeah, nice. I think I've seen Benchwarmers like once. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while, actually.
Gotta rewatch.
Yeah, so do you want to get into like your top movies?
Yeah.
Anybody can start.
All right, we'll do our Mount Rushmore of movies.
Yeah.
Top 4.
Yeah.
We'll
Sure.
Did you do yours on a previous episode, Jack?
Yeah, my most recent episode I kind of did.
Okay. Dang it.
Well, I can reiterate if you need me
Yeah,
to.
let's do a snake draft of movies. Top movies. I guess it'll be our personal favorites, but yeah.
Yeah, like if you guys pick something, can I not pick that? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. If you really want it, I would make exceptions. It's a casual podcast, You can do
Yeah,
whatever
I
you
know.
want.
It's cash.
Dude, I'm just trying to it's a segment, the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, no, this is a concept that I want to do, and if you guys want to be back in future episodes, you can. Where I want to take and I got this from another podcast. Full disclosure, I think it's called The Big Picture.
We can cut this.
But yeah, they're like they take a year, right? And it's like 1995 or something, and they do a movie draft, and
Mm.
they have like different genres, I think. So like action, and they have like the big flicks, I think, or something category too, where it's like or big budget, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like kids movie or horror or like any
Indie.
genre you want. Yeah. So
Cool.
I think that's a good idea because yeah, then you can go around and try and figure out the best movies from whatever year that you pick.
Mhm.
And there's unlimited movies, so
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be a future episode. So
okay, I'll start with my favorite movie, probably of all time,
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. You're right.
yeah,
Yep.
I feel like it was one of the first, if not the first, Tarantino movie I watched. And kind of when I started watching movies by myself, I've watched a lot of Tarantino and some of the classics or cult classics, I guess, however you want to look at it. But
hmm
yep, easily top movie for me. The writing, the dialogue, something about it. Just every time you watch it, it makes me laugh. It makes me
Mhm.
wonder. It makes good movie.
yeah, that's one of those that's like critically acclaimed on the top of almost every critics charts. Maybe not the top, but top five. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good pick, I would say.
I think like IMDb has it up there too.
Yeah,
I think it's eighth,
is it
Oh.
eighth? Yeah, top rated movie
8.9.
number 8. Yep, I see it right there. One Oscar, 75 nominations. Oh, so they did win the Oscar for best writing. Okay,
They better have.
that
What
checks
year was
out.
it? 90.
94 is when it was released. Yeah, that's a good pick. Can't argue
Mhm.
with that.
Like
John
that pick.
Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman,
Bruce Willis,
Bruce
Bruce
Willis. Yeah.
Willis. The
Tim
Big Black.
Roth, pretty much anybody who's in Tarantino movies, and he reuses a lot of his actors,
Yeah.
which is cool.
Any more comments about it, or you want to go into it at all, or give another movie? What do you think?
Jordan can make his 1-1 pick.
Yeah, I think the movie I have to go with is Shutter Island. And I think it's
Ooh.
because the first time I watched it, at the end I was like, wait, what's going on? And then after like going back and rewatching it, I get to see like all the like details from beginning to end, and you see like, oh, he was
Mhm.
actually like crazy and stuff, and like all the things they did. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that's another good pick.
Mm-hmm.
This
Kind
is.
of like, oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I like hearing from people because like I like this movie, but I always forget about it. I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's just like so good because like from beginning to end, like you can see they're set like trying to set it up and show you like, oh, like all the little details of like at the beginning of the movie when like Leo gets the island, like he asks like the main guard like, "Hey, your boys seem a little jumpy," you know? And like at first time you watch it, you don't think anything of it, you know? They think there's some
Uh-huh.
crazy person out loose, and it's because there is a crazy person out loose. You just don't know it's him. And I was like,
Right.
what this like crazy like thing. So there's just so many of those like tiny details that like you have to just keep rewatching it. Otherwise you just like never thought of it.
Yeah.
And so I think that's like what
Yeah.
makes it a very cool movie.
Yeah, I agree. This one is good because it's almost like the M. Night Shyamalan type of style
That's what I was thinking. Sixth
where
Sense, kind of.
yeah, where you are led, and spoilers if you haven't seen it, but you're led to believe that he actually is a detective, right, or a marshal or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But then as the movie goes on, things start to unravel, and it makes more sense towards the end that he's actually the patient or whatever.
Right. Have you guys
Yeah.
read the book?
Mm-mm.
No.
Well, are you guys planning on reading the book?
No, I don't read it. That's why I'm on the movie podcast. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm seeing here. It looks like the screenplay was written by a different person than like the novel,
Mm-hmm.
which that's probably typical, I guess. But
Because Kylie, she read the book and she said that like that final scene, that what he says is it better to spoiler, I guess, sorry. Is it better to live as a monster or die as a good man? That's like not in the book. So you like don't know what happens to him. But I think that line is like amazing too. Side note.
Yeah.
Yeah, powerful. It's like
You
in
forget
line with
about this
the
movie.
yeah, it's in line with is it you either live long enough to, or you either die the hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
What's that from again?
that's from Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one take that. That's mine.
I was about to get canceled. I was going to say Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh.
And now
dude.
you still said it.
I mean, some people out there were thinking Spider-Man, but yeah, it's Dark Knight.
Goodness gracious.
Good pick. Scorsese. I always forget that he
Scorsese.
directs that too.
Great director.
Classic director, yeah. I would highlight too Leo. He's just a great actor, and he does a great job
He
in his
does.
performance as well.
He's
They also
slept on.
yeah, they had a lot, like Mark Ruffalo was like really good in that, and then trying to think of who else was in that movie. But I feel like they always have like all those big actors, all those directors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Emily Mortimer, she's fairly famous, and Ben
Oh yeah,
Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely some good cast as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to say mine or?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I won't go as in depth because I gave it last week, but I said The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
No wonder you're quoting it.
yeah, I just love Nolan's films, really all of his films, and Christian Bale as an actor, and then obviously Heath Ledger's performance as Joker was like one of the most critically acclaimed performances of like all time, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely up there, at least. So I like that. Plus, the writing is always good with Nolan. You know, it's like, and it's an action filled movie along with the mystery and intrigue of trying to figure out the Joker and beat his chaos. So I think it appeals to a broad audience that way because it's not just like a Michael Bay explosion movie, but it's not like a pure mystery either, you know.
Yeah, it's got it all. Romance, action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had The Dark Knight in my top 5 movies.
Can't take it now.
I know.
Well, we can touch on it if you want any
Well, you can
other
also, it's
thoughts
your
on it right now.
favorite movies.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be the GOAT movie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Because there's some, like, some people would say Citizen Kane or whatever is like the best movie ever made. But I might
They don't know
get
what they're
flack for
talking
this.
about.
But personally, watching it, it wasn't my favorite.
Have you seen it? I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I did watch it because, yeah, it's like got all this critical acclaim. But it's like, it's all right. I think it's just tough now because of how good movies are and how far they've come that it makes any of those older movies. Like they really have to bring it to compete, you know.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, I guess you gotta take into account that context of when it was made and everything. But
Yeah. I think for the time, definitely really great movie, yeah. Because it's kind of like a mystery. It would seem like one of the first movies that where they like worked back through the guy's life, and I don't know, could be wrong about that, but yeah, we can move on. Right, you want to list another?
yeah, I'll go again. I'll have to put for one of my lighter hearted movies, Hot Fuzz. That's
We
on
just
my
watched that.
Mount Rushmore.
I've been meaning to watch that.
Dude, I know. It's very quotable. Simon Pegg, hilarious writing,
Hmm.
just goofy, silly spoof
British
on a
humor.
cop movie. Yeah, British humor. It does it for me. And yeah, just another one of those movies that was just a fond memory watching with the family once or twice and then rewatching later as a more mature man and understanding some of the jokes better and yeah, having a better appreciation for some of the wittiness, but yeah.
It's one of those comedies that, yeah, I appreciate these comedies more because they do have like the witty writing, and they they do callbacks or whatever, you know, like how it's like the the flower store ladies like no luck catching them swans then, and
Yep.
the callback to like no luck catching them murderers then.
No luck catching them killers then.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's good writing in my opinion.
I concur.
I'll have to watch it then.
Yeah. I've been saying we need to watch that, Jordan.
I think I saw it on
You would
Hulu, and
like
I
it.
was like, I'll watch this. So.
And it is kind of like a parody on cop movies. I mean, because
Mhm.
they reference like Point Break and Bad Boys 2 or whatever,
Yeah,
and then they
straight
kind of
up.
recreate the scenes
Yeah.
in a comedic way. So I think that's funny too. Like, oh, there's a lot of good parody movies, I think, and this could be one up there as well.
Yeah, and Simon and the director and writer, Edgar Wright, I think they also did yeah, they did Shaun of the Dead, which is like a zombie a spoof on that genre.
Hmm.
And then some of their other ones are, yeah, just kind of making a play on other genres of movies. And they do a good job. Very funny.
That's a good take.
Mhm. Am I up?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I was gonna stick. I'm gonna stick with the little more serious movies. I realized like I have 6 movies down. 3 of them are Christopher Nolan. So
Nice.
my next one would be Interstellar, and
Ooh.
I think those sci-fi movies are amazing. I think also like after like watching it and then like just looking stuff up, you like find out like, oh, like 99% of that movie like is possible. Like, and which is crazy
Wait,
because you're
is possible?
like except like the black hole scene because everything in that movie is like pretty accurate. Yeah.
Well, doesn't he go back in time?
I think he enters
The fourth dimension,
the
bro.
Or
fourth,
yeah, the fourth
which is
dimension.
which is time, but I don't think if you enter a black hole, you just enter the fourth dimension. Which is
Yeah,
kind of crazy, you know.
that's the extrapolated part.
But I like it. Just like even the scene when is it Matt Damon? Is that who's in it?
There's
Matthew McConaughey.
everybody's in it, dude.
Huh?
McConaughey.
McConaughey. But when they wake up, I think, or like they find, I think it's Matt Damon, and like he tries to kill. Another spoiler. I don't know if we're doing spoilers or not on this.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, these are all movies that people should have seen by now.
Yeah.
Oh
If
yeah,
you
if you
haven't
haven't seen
get
this,
your life together and go see it. But like he tries to like kill Matthew McConaughey. It's like, whoa, you're just like, what's going on right now? This is so sad, and you just feel bad for everyone. And the wave scene.
yeah, because
So
Matt Damon's stranded on that planet and is like, finally, you
exactly.
guys
Yeah.
found me. We can. He was supposed to like send out a beacon for them
Hmm.
to, if he found civilization or livable planet, but then he was just looking for a way off because he crashed.
Right.
Yeah, wasn't it that like he was there for whatever many, like kind of a long time, but to Matthew McConaughey's character, it was like a few minutes or something.
Oh
Or was it
yeah,
I think that's how it was.
No, yeah, it would be the opposite, I would think. Right?
I don't know because Matthew McConaughey, he like stayed the same age, right? And like, cause
Yeah.
he had to go back for Murph or whatever. Like, what's her name?
Jessica
Jessica
Chastain.
Chastain, her character, and she got older at the end. Remember?
Yeah,
Hmm.
different actress.
So
But they were on a different planet then, weren't they?
I haven't seen that in so long, so
yeah, I don't remember the
That
probably
was
details.
since the
so.
theater.
We don't have to talk about this much longer, but that's the wave scene when they're like, look at those mountains. They're getting closer. And then Matthew McConaughey is like, those aren't mountains. That's a wave. And then they get like swept up because they're only supposed to be there for an hour because that's like 7 years or like,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And so, but then they're like there for way too long. And so then he goes back and like FaceTimes his
Yeah.
daughter
I remember all
and
this.
cries. And you're like, I'm going to cry.
yeah.
And the robot, the best character,
Oh, yeah.
Tars or whatever.
Pretty sick.
Ours, yeah, man. Yeah,
I'll,
this is a. Or yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love Matthew McConaughey. So,
He's grown on me. That's for sure. Like he's evolved as an actor. I feel like because he went from doing Dazed and Confused type crap to Interstellar and Dallas Buyers Club and True Detective. So I appreciate his performances. This is crazy cast. Like, did you realize Timothy Chalamet was the
Yeah.
kid?
I did
No,
not
I'm
realize
looking.
that
I
he.
just looked that up
Yeah,
and did not realize that either.
John Lithgow, Anne Hathaway,
Michael
even like,
Caine.
or yeah, Michael Caine,
Jeez.
Jessica
Casey
Chastain,
Affleck.
Casey Affleck, like freaking everyone. This is like epitome of big budget film, though.
Yeah. Holy
Yeah.
crap.
They delivered though. So
They did. I'll say it. Christopher Nolan's amazing. So, I mean, like all his movies, Tenet, Inception. I still don't understand Tenet, but
I haven't even
Yeah,
seen that.
I'm only halfway through that. I need to finish it.
it's good. But like, I feel like that's a movie I need to watch like 3 more times to fully understand what's going on.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. I think the one that I talked about next, I had like a lighter movie as well, but I mentioned The Princess Bride
Mm.
as definitely top 5, top 10 kind of movie for me.
Top 4 though. Mount Rushmore.
Could be, I don't know. It's kind of flexible, or
Yeah.
dynamic, ever changing. So, but yeah, I thought that one because it's unassuming. Like if you don't know anything about it, you're like, oh, well, it's Princess Bride. This is what, like a girl movie or a, a princess movie. Like, but you go into it and it's really funny. The writing is good, very witty. Yeah, like I like Carrie Elves' performance and Mandy Patinkin as Inigo and Wesley in their battle with each other, and all of the lines. Yeah, Fezzik and Vizzini. Have you seen it, Jordan?
I have not seen this movie.
I'd recommend it. It's a great movie to watch with like your girlfriend or spouse.
Boom.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, because I think she would like it because it is like it does have the classic princess hero elements, right? Where like the hero tries to save the princess from a evil prince, essentially, before she gets married. But like it's very funny and some witty lines.
I'm sold. Yeah, dude. I'll watch it.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
looking at the director, Rob Reiner. He was in like New Girl and like uh Wolf of Wall Street.
Was he?
He was
Yeah.
like played in them.
Yeah, he was like an actor in them.
Cool.
Side note.
Fun
Yeah,
fact.
I think he's pretty big time writer, director, actor. But yeah, Robin Wright when she was really young, and
Andre the
Carrie
Giant.
Elves, Andre the Giant
Andre
gives a
the
great
Giant.
performance, and Billy Crystal is great. So yeah, I'd recommend checking that out. Let's do maybe we'll do one more each for the movies,
Oh man. Okay.
or what do you want
Pick.
to move on?
Now I gotta pick. Now I had 4.
Or what, did we do 4? I don't even remember. We've only done 2 each,
I've
right?
done 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say Star Wars Episode
Wars.
4.
Okay.
Oh, specifically episode 4. Okay.
Yeah. Just because it's Star Wars. Everybody loves Star Wars. Was a childhood favorite of ours. Played the Legos, had the video games, watched the movies, the whole thing. Iconic, easy to get into, easy to nerd out on. All
Yeah.
the fan fiction lore and backstory stuff that people would write and now that Disney's kind of bringing to life. But yeah, episode 4, just because it's the first one. And I feel like I've seen the OG one plenty of times, but I feel like my memories are now of the remastered where they have a couple of the animated like little creatures on Tatooine and stuff. But cool touch. But
Yeah, you're talking about before they added the CGI
yeah.
for the original trilogy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
And that one is A New Hope, right?
yep,
Yeah,
taking
that I
down the
mean,
Death Star,
that
Harrison
one
Ford.
is iconic, obviously because it's the first in the series, and
Mm-hmm.
we're introduced to Luke and Darth Vader too, right?
Mm-hmm. Right at the beginning.
I had Star Wars that I mentioned that as well as one of my top, but I kind of touched on the original 6 or like the first 6 movies,
Yep.
not the latest 3 that they've done.
The
Not
garbage
Not
with
much
ones.
a
those, dude.
fan of those, yeah. But yeah, what did you think of the dialogue in like the original 3? Because I think it's funny, and I kind of mentioned how it's a bit clunky just because George Lucas is a little bit weird.
Yeah. And he wasn't, at least I don't think he was big time yet.
Right.
But yeah, it does seem, I don't know, when did it come out? 77?
Yeah, I think
So
so.
yeah, it does seem clunky and some of the, a lot of, you can make fun of some of the lines like Han, don't get cocky, kid, or whatever. And Luke with just like the terminology they're throwing around that no one's ever heard of with all the space, the TIE fighters and all this stuff that nobody had heard of back then, I guess, would probably
Yeah.
have been tough to deliver on and act like you live in that universe, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's really good though if you think about, because there was what, Star Trek is like the only comparable thing
Yep.
for the time, and like how advanced they even were for the if special effects that they used, and like the thinking about the lightsabers and like the go to hyperspace for the spaceships, like they did a really good job. I think
Mhm.
that's part of the reason why it was so successful, is because you could really feel immersed in their universe that Lucas was trying to create.
Yeah. Pretty crazy. I don't remember if it was like the making of Star Wars, some type of documentary, but to get some of the blaster sounds, he like would hit
Oh,
like a wrench on power lines at different like lengths up on the power line, and it
yeah,
would make some of the the stormtrooper blaster or whatever else, and I was like, wow, because yeah,
That's
now you
cool.
can everything's just like digitally generated,
Yeah.
but pretty
yeah.
innovative.
That's cool. Yeah, that stuff like that. I feel like that was game changing for special effects, or for what people had seen in cinema up to that point.
I just think to the Padme and Anakin scenes, just the dialogue during that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's kind of
that's
become a
true.
meme. Yeah.
Those are so bad. Those like hurt. It's like those are
Oh,
like cringy.
honestly, yeah. I think as a kid, I didn't pay attention as much to some of the cringeworthy dialogue in 4, 5, 6, but I don't know. I think we did a roommate Star Wars marathon before the new ones came out, and yeah, it's
Hmm.
like pulling teeth watching Anakin and Padme do their love scenes. It's like, oh my gosh, what are we doing? And
You said
honestly,
it
I
was,
watched the
yeah.
new Thor. I don't know if Natalie Portman's a good actress. I don't know.
Oh, hot take.
Whoa.
Cause like I didn't enjoy her, and I mean she's fine in Star Wars. I did not enjoy her in this latest movie, but in the latest Thor, I don't know. It was just an average movie. Anyways,
That's funny because I said she was a good actress in my previous episode. But yeah, I admitted in that I'm like not well versed in actresses as I am with actors, so I need to figure out who like my top actresses are.
yeah, I
You
haven't seen
saying
her in any. I'm she's in a ton of stuff, but yeah,
yeah.
those are the ones I'm just pulling off the top of my head.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Move on. Jordan.
Oh, I was trying to decide between one more serious or funny movie, and I think I'm gonna go with Get Smart as a more
Get
lighthearted
smart.
movie.
Man,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
I haven't thought about that in a while.
Yeah, our family loved it. Another quotable movie, Squeeze the Lemon. I feel like I heard that a lot growing up.
So I assume
um,
you're referring to the Steve Carell version.
Yes, I haven't seen the old version. I didn't even know there was an old version of it.
Yeah, I've seen one from 95, and I think there's multiple, really.
Yeah.
But
So the Steve Carell, Anne Hathaway, Dwayne The Rock. So it's got everyone, loaded cast. But yeah, really not much to it. Love Steve Carell.
funny man.
Bill Murray, too. Wow. This does have great, yeah, like comedic actors in it.
Yeah.
Like Terry Crews is in it, and that
Who's the guy?
David
Yeah.
Koechner. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he's in The Office or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So
Oh,
Alan Arkin is classic. I Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen this, so I can't really speak on it. But what's the general premise? He's like an agent or something.
yeah, there's like a secret government agency, and basically they're like trying to stop this like terrorist organization. But Steve Carell's not like a field agent yet, so he's like
Uh,
working to get it. He was like super fat, and then like he lost a bunch of weight and stuff.
Okay, so
That's
it's his antics of trying to navigate field work while being a
yeah,
desk
exactly.
jockey.
And he's like a super smart guy in it.
Nice.
Classic.
Yeah, I can get behind that. Anything else you want to touch on that?
Nope, that's all I got for it.
My last one is tough. I'll throw in the one that I mentioned, kind of just reiterating for people that listened last episode, but I said The Matrix.
Mm.
Nice.
Classic, like 1999, Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne. I think it was another one of those that, similar to Star Wars, where it's kind of, I guess I can't think of the right word, but like it's extremely unique for the time because it's very much based on the internet and like it's 1999, so it had barely been established, and like
Yeah.
computer simulation and AI programming. So I thought that was really unique about it for how much kind of interesting theory they got into for being that early to it in 1999. Because now, especially now when you have like machine learning and actual AI that we're starting to see interesting developments on. That kind of stuff is interesting to me, being a nerd software engineer. uh,
For sure.
but then I did touch on in the last episode how like I like the parallels to like the Jesus story or the Christian story, where Neo is kind of the Jesus character in a sense, where he's a hero, like an unassuming hero, and rises to defeat the evil. And really, kind of the big parallel, right, is that like all the other humans are plugged into the simulation, and that's just like how people can live their lives and not even really understand their true purpose and kind of just go through the motions. And a lot of people be content with it. But then, yeah, I like that parallel too, right? Because Neo was not content in his life, right? And that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like where you feel that pull from God
Mm-hmm.
in real life, where you're like, well, there's something more here. Like my life is, I'm meant to do more. And so I like those parallels. Obviously, not everyone's gonna have a purpose of shooting up a bunch of buildings and killing AI machines, but I think it's those kind of movies that make you think about your own life or like challenge your own perceptions are interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like that, so that's cool.
Yeah, sorry to nerd out on that.
It's your show.
uh, any other thoughts or on any of the movies that we went over?
I don't think so.
Yeah, nothing from over here.
Solid
Okay.
choices, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a favorite actor or a favorite writer? I know you've kind of touched on Nolan, obviously, which I like Nolan a lot too, but
Yeah. As far as I feel like lately I've been picking TV show actors versus movie actors.
hmm.
Like Jason Bateman, watching Ozark recently. Finished watching it. Great show. He's
Yeah, he's good.
become one of my top ones just
He's
from that show and some others. I forget the show that I'm thinking of now is on
Have you seen
HBO.
him in Arrested Development?
Yeah, that too. That really did it for me because I watched the however many seasons of Ozark were out on Netflix, and then I there was a Stephen King adaptation on HBO that he was in, and like directed slash can't think of what it's called. Anyways, that and then Arrested Development. He kind of plays a similar character in a lot of things,
Yeah.
but he does a really good job of it. And just to see the goofy quirkiness of Arrested Development, and then you're gonna die by a drug cartel. Every choice you make is either gonna end your life or keep it going for the next 15 minutes. Guy in Ozark. Very cool to see that, but
Yeah.
yeah. And then Cillian Murphy lately.
Cillian
He's
Murphy.
Yeah.
Also great in Batman.
yeah.
True.
Feel like he's got some
Underrated.
range, does great accents. He's Irish, in Peaky Blinders. He does his Birmingham accent, and I don't know. Just a
He's
cool
in
guy.
Inception too.
Oh yeah.
And Dunkirk. Like, he's in good movies too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think whenever I think of Jason Bateman, I think of Horrible Bosses.
Or Dodgeball.
Yeah, I haven't seen him in that.
Oh, I forgot he's a dodgeball.
What's his line?
Well, we'll see, Cotton. Or
Oh, he's a commentator.
yeah, he's like,
what
hey,
is
Cotton.
Bold move. Let's see if it
Your
pays
Cotton?
off.
Yeah, full move, Cotton. We'll see how it pays off for him. That's it. That's
On
funny.
ESPN 8 The Ocho.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, he's come away since that.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's like writing his own shows. He directed a few episodes on Ozark, I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah, Arrested Development's got to be one of my top shows for talking TV shows.
dang.
And he's great character in that. If you talk about witty writing, and the callbacks, I love the callback jokes. Do you know the chicken joke
Oh yeah.
that they always do?
The
And
chicken dance.
every character doesn't know how to make actual chicken sound.
Or just like do the chicken dance.
Yeah. Like, supposed to be like scared like a chicken or whatever. Man, it's hilarious. Good stuff. What would you say, Jordan?
It's a tough. I mean, Leo's always good. That's kind of a basic answer. I think an actress that came to mind, probably because we were just like watching Catching Fire, is Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
I think she's a really good actress. I'm only thinking of her in The Hunger Games right now, but I feel like she's been in more that I've seen.
American Hustle. Seen that?
I don't think I've seen
Yeah. She
That
was
one
in.
space movie with Chris Pratt.
Have you seen
Or
Silver Linings
Oh yeah, that's great.
Playbook or Silver Linings?
Yeah, Silver Linings Playbook.
Yeah. I
Bradley
liked her in
Cooper.
that.
I
Yeah.
liked her in X-Men too. I forgot she was in X-Men.
Yeah.
Mystique.
Yeah, that's a good choice. I
But
feel
then
like she's
yeah.
fairly dynamic because she kind of started out more serious, like Hunger Games is serious type film. Then she has some comedic ability as well in some of her other films. So, but yeah. Sorry, are you gonna say anything else?
Well, now that I'm looking at her movies, like some of them are like pretty bad, or I just didn't like.
Like what else?
Have you guys seen Red Sparrow?
No.
No.
Don't watch it. It sucks. But or I didn't like it. She's like like.
Oh, I remember the
She's like a
previews for this.
dancer, and then she becomes like a spy. Just very graphic, sexually graphic, completely unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really like Don't Look Up.
I haven't seen that. That's a new one.
That one's on Netflix.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
Okay, yeah.
Dark Phoenix, the last like X-Men.
I heard that just flopped altogether.
That was just that movie all around was garbage. Maybe not because of her, but that plot was bad. So yeah,
I can't speak on the Red Sparrow one, but I thought she was pretty good in Don't Look Up.
Yeah, she was
Interesting
good in
movie.
it. Yeah, I guess I'm judging it by like the movie itself, not really
Yeah.
her acting in it.
See, and that's the thing. Is it a Natalie Portman type deal? She just gets
Mm,
bad roles in writing?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. I feel like with actors, it's different than judging the movie itself because yeah, it's sometimes. I mean that's their job, right? So sometimes they'll probably take a movie that they're not always as good at or as interested in, but it's like paying the bills. Not that they need money, but I'm sure they just like to keep working. So,
hmm
and I'm sure they would talk about that too, where it's like, well, oh, this movie is like one I was really passionate about, or like I was waiting to get in a movie like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't judge Jennifer Lawrence on her full body of work. Is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to say.
I think she's great.
Yeah.
I like her. Yeah.
I would say one that I didn't really mention before that I liked to talk about is like Tom Hardy.
Mm.
I think I maybe touched on him a little bit in the last episode, but I think he's an underrated character actor. I don't know much of him as a main character. Was he a main character in Mad Max? Have you
I
guys
think
seen
so.
that?
But I mean,
Tom
the dark.
Hardy?
Tom Hardy, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
In
my
Venom,
brain
I
went
guess.
Tom Holland on accident.
That's where my brain was for a
I was
second.
like,
Oh,
he's
sorry.
in Mad Max.
Tom
But no.
Hardy, yeah.
Yeah.
He plays Bane,
Oh, yeah. I know who Tom Hardy is.
Yeah, I mean, he was a main character in that.
Yeah, in
I
Mad
guess
Max.
his main, he was definitely the main guy in like Venom, which I haven't seen that.
I thought Venom was good. Like, not like amazing, but I
Does
thought it
he
was a good
give
movie.
a good performance, you would say?
Yeah, I liked his performance in that. A little like I think he was like I feel like a lot of his roles are kind of more serious sometimes,
Yeah.
and I feel like his like it was a little more comedic in that movie, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really seen that side of him. Obviously, his character as Bane, I would say for me, that's my favorite performance of him that he's done. Just Bane is so iconic as a villain.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm. He does a
he's
great job.
But even in
and
like Inception, he's good.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
He's in Peaky Blinders too. Plays
Is he?
kind
Yeah,
of a bad
Yeah,
guy.
I want to watch that show too.
Yeah. And what was that Moonshine movie with Shia LaBeouf? Or maybe it was, what's it called?
Yeah,
Lawless? Lawless.
yeah.
You remember that movie?
I feel like I watched that
I think we watched it together at one of your
with the
friends'
family,
house.
or
No.
was it? Maybe we did. Was that like Prohibition, or was it like
Yeah.
Al Capone?
Depression era. So yeah, it would have been Prohibition,
Yeah, I should watch this
right?
movie again.
That during I thought Prohibition was way earlier.
Yeah, Depression
It
era
started.
was 30s, so I thought Prohibition was 20s, but not sure.
Prohibition was 1920 to 1933.
Oh,
Okay,
so
So
yeah,
they
they kind of
overlapped.
overlapped, yeah. Yeah, that's another. This is good because it brings to mind movies that I want to go back and watch.
hmm
And he's in The Revenant. Yeah, holy cow.
I still haven't seen that movie.
That one's a little bit slower, but very intense when it, like, in its scenes that are
Yeah,
intense.
that's the one Leo finally got his Oscar for.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that was big.
I'm gonna change my answer to, or this is the actor that just came to mind, Liam Neeson.
Okay,
Nice.
yeah.
I feel like, have you guys seen The Gray?
No.
Oh, such a good movie. He's like, they're on this trip and he has to kill these wolves basically, or he has to survive in like the Arctic or something like that.
Right.
Such a good movie.
He's in a ton
Yeah.
of stuff too.
Star Wars.
I've always appreciated him. Yeah. He's in
Episode 1.
Batman Begins. He's
Oh,
Ra's
yeah.
al Ghul.
He's literally in
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, he's Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn?
Qui-Gon. Yeah, I definitely haven't seen him in like his recent stuff. But yeah, I appreciate him. I mean, he was big before, but he kind of got big again with his Taken movies or whatever.
Yeah, I
Have you
think
seen
so.
those?
Just the first.
I
And
haven't
then he
actually
kind of-
seen that.
I've seen the first one. I didn't see like the next like 6. So
Yeah. And
He
I'm
was
looking
in
at
the
his.
1998 production of Les Mis.
Was he in the new one too?
I don't think so.
But yeah, that one was good. I think I've seen that. He's in the English version of Ponyo. Do you guys watch Miyazaki movies?
No.
no.
You'll
Like
have to explain what that is.
so it's like Japanese, how Miyazaki is a writer, director for his studios, like Studio Ghibli movies.
Cool.
And they're like animated, but it was before like anime kind of got big.
Mm.
Let me look. There's like Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away. Have you heard of that?
Oh,
I've heard of that, yeah.
yeah.
Saw your
And
letterboxd
Princess
review of it.
Mononoke. Yeah. So some of those like his bigger ones have like American dubs. Yeah, like Christian Bale, I think, is in either Howl's Moving Castle or Princess Mononoke, just in a voice actor role. Just a little segue. I like his movies a lot.
Very cool.
Anything else? We are getting close to an hour of recording, so we can wrap up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Call it a sode.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for coming on to the pod. I like having guests on because it feels more conversational than just talking to myself. So
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's fun.
thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. As always, if you feel inclined to leave a rating on Spotify or Apple, I would appreciate that. And yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for all the feedback that I've gotten so far from a few of you guys. Appreciate everyone that's taken the time to listen. Hoping to have more guests on and expand my topics and get a little bit out of the top 5 and more do some hard specific focus on different topics. So yeah, stay tuned for more and look out for a feature. I believe I can add a feature where I can get some direct feedback from you guys on episodes. So look out for that. Look out for more expanding ideas and different types of episodes in the future. So thanks again.